causes pneumonia in the elderly? Pneumonia is an illness that seems to affect seniors in a radically different way than it does people in other age groups. But does it actually target seniors the way it seems to? Every elderly person's individual risk factor for pneumonia may be different. Below are some of the various risks that can lead to pneumonia. Older age. As mentioned above, age is a risk factor for pneumonia, and seniors are generally seen as being at special risk for pneumonia. Our immune systems tend to be less effective as we age, and this introduces a general sense of vulnerability for seniors. This is the starting point from which many different causes branch out. Heart disease and other serious health conditions. Heart disease and any illnesses or associated with smoking can cause particular vulnerability, and, again, this is a risk factor that can be present in younger adults that is made worse by the general vulnerability presented by older age. In general, seniors who suffer from serious health conditions are more at risk for pneumonia infection. Inability to strongly cough. There are some potentially surprising risk factors for seniors. For example, seniors who cannot cough very effectively after suffering a stroke or as the result of general bodily frailty may be at particular risk for pneumonia. The ability to expel the source of an infection in the lungs can often prevent the onset of pneumonia, and coughing is the mechanism through which our bodies can remove these infectious elements. If you can't cough, you can't be very effective at ridding yourself of infectious elements in your lungs. Therefore, extra care must be taken with seniors who cannot produce a strong cough. Anything that affects the lungs. Contagious illness is a common cause of pneumonia in seniors, and the flu isn't the only one that's of concern. Even a common cold can cause pneumonia in a vulnerable senior. Essentially, any underlying issue that affects the lungs can bring about an infection that causes inflammation or fluid buildup in the lungs. That means that other seemingly mundane potential sources of pneumonia, including mold spores in the home, can cause serious problems for seniors as well. This is just one reason why a clean living environment is so important for people aged 65 and up. Infectious environments. Unfortunately, seniors who live in institutional settings such as hospitals and nursing homes are at higher risk of death from hospital-acquired pneumonia than others in the same age group, but there are a few things to keep in mind here. First of all, healthcare institutions tend to be places where sick people congregate, so exposure to pneumonia is more of a risk in a hospital than it is in, say, the average grocery store. Additionally, many of the seniors who live in institutional settings are already suffering from another illness or have immune systems that are otherwise compromised. An otherwise healthy senior who moves into an assisted living facility isn't likely to immediately contract pneumonia after she gets settled in her new home. Overall, it's important to be well informed and mindful about the risks pneumonia presents to elderly people. It's not just the flu that brings about potentially deadly pneumonia in seniors. This is a real disease with real consequences, and those consequences can include death. Seniors are at higher risk for this outcome than most other age groups, with the exception of the very young. Every senior and every person who takes care of seniors should be aware of the signs and symptoms of pneumonia. As with most infectious diseases, catching pneumonia early can be the key to avoiding a devastating outcome.